But I feel like I've made a lot of progress and I feel good, and not going to rush coming back. It's just not worth it. But yeah, after this weekend.
The drama surrounding the Indiana Fever's latest victory wasn't just about the score. It was about defiance, resilience, and the birth of a new identity that nobody could have predicted just a few short months ago. On a night when the odds were stacked against them. The Fever didn't just survive without their superstar Caitlin Clark. They thrived. Breaking for franchise records in a single game against Paige Bueckers and the Dallas Wings, sending a message that reverberated across the WNBA for the first time since 2015. Indiana climbed to 4 games above .500, and they did it with a cast of heroes that, not long ago, weren't even part of the plan. Picture the scene. It's August 1st. Caitlin Clark is on the sideline for the 6th straight game, nursing that groin injury she suffered back on July 15th. Her absence looms like a shadow over the team. No one knows when she'll return. Opposite them, the Dallas Wings, led by rookie sensation Paige Bueckers, are desperate to snap their free fall after dropping 8 of their last 10. The game is set inside American Airlines Arena, home to the Mavericks, and the pressure is suffocating. The question hangs heavy in the air. Could Indiana keep its improbable streak alive without its star? From the opening tip, the Fever had an answer, and it was loud. They came out with energy that felt almost defiant, as if they wanted to prove to the world, and maybe even to themselves, that they were more than just Caitlin Clark's team. Kelsey Mitchell, the veteran scorer, wasted no time taking control. She attacked the rim with confidence, her drive slicing through the Dallas defense. And she dropped jumpers that made a statement with every swish. We are not backing down. Her 23 points on 9 of 19 shooting were more than numbers on a stat sheet. They were a declaration. Mitchell had been the steadying hand all season, but on this night, she became the engine. With 14 20-point games under her belt, including several in Clark's absence, she was proving she could carry the offensive load in the brightest moments. But across the court, Paige Bueckers wasn't ready to let the Fever have their story without resistance. She answered with 22 points of her own, showcasing her 3-level scoring ability with the smoothness and poise that made her a phenomenon long before she arrived in the WNBA. Her drives to the basket, her mid-range pull-ups, her deep threes each possession reminded fans why Dallas believed she could lead their franchise into the future. Yet for all her brilliance, she couldn't get the help she needed. No other Wings player even reached double digits, and the frustration on the Dallas sideline grew with every missed shot and turnover. Then came the controversy. The officiating quickly became part of the narrative. Dallas shot 25 free throws to Indiana's 13, nearly doubling their attempts. Social media erupted, with fans accusing Bueckers of selling contact and the referees of giving the Wings every chance to claw back into the game. Even Wings head coach Chris Claines couldn't hide his irritation with the whistle after the final buzzer. And yet the imbalance didn't save Dallas. Too many possessions ended in disaster, none more glaring than DJ Carrington's nightmare outing. The reigning most improved player managed just 4 points and committed 5 turnovers, including a late third-quarter possession, where she pushed the ball up the court and launched an ill-advised shot that summed up the Wings' night in one painful moment. As the game tightened, the Fever leaned on players who weren't even supposed to be here. Aari McDonald and Chloe Bibby, 2 mid-season pickups, stepped onto the stage and stole the spotlight. McDonald's story felt like it had been ripped from a sports drama. She started the season unsigned, bounced around on hardship contracts, and was almost invisible in the league's broader landscape. Then Indiana called in late June, offering her a rest-of-season contract after a short audition. Against Dallas, she was sensational, 15 points, 6 assists. And the kind of floor general instincts that made the offense hum like a veteran-led unit. She controlled tempo, pushed the pace when the team needed energy, and slowed things down when chaos threatened to creep in. Her fingerprints were on every meaningful possession, and you could feel the trust her teammates had in her grow with every trip down the court. Beside her, Chloe Bibby made her mark in fewer minutes, but with an impact that couldn't be ignored. She drilled 2 crucial three-pointers, perfectly timed to halt Dallas's runs and energize the Fever bench. Those shots weren't just points, they were lifelines. They were momentum shifters. and they put her name in the franchise record books. Bibby became the first Fever player to hit multiple three-pointers in each of her first 3 games, a feat that spoke to her readiness and her fearlessness. Coach Stephanie White praised her ability to stretch the floor, giving Aaliyah Boston and Natasha Howard the space to dominate inside. The dominance of that front court was the heartbeat of this historic night. Boston and Howard didn't just play well, they etched their names into WNBA history. For the first time ever, 2 teammates each posted at least 10 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists, and 2 steals in the same game. Boston finished with 12 points, 11 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 steals, and a block, continuing her streak of double-doubles that showcased her consistency and poise. Howard, meanwhile, grabbed a career-high 16 rebounds to go with 11 points, 5 assists, 2 steals, and a block of her own. They controlled the glass, protected the paint, and made Dallas look overmatched in every physical battle. By the time the final buzzer sounded, the Fever had secured an 88-78 victory that resonated far beyond the scoreboard. For franchise records had fallen in one night. Boston and Howard's dual statline achievement was the first. Kelsey Mitchell's 13th 20-point game of the season, after the All-Star break, gave her the league lead in that category. Chloe Bibby's 3-point streak set a new standard for rookie impact, and Aari McDonald became the 3rd fastest player in franchise history to reach 150 points and 50 assists, joining elite company alongside Caitlin Clark and Tamika Catchings. For a team that began the season searching for identity, this was a transformation in real time. The post-game locker room told the story behind the numbers. Energy radiated from every corner as players embraced the magnitude of what they had just done. Kelsey Mitchell's words carried both pride and subtle undertones. She called Aari McDonald a blessing in disguise, praising her dependability and impact on the game. She spoke about how much it meant for a player to step in, stay present, and fill shoes that nobody expected her to fill. The compliment wasn't just about McDonald's performance. It was a reflection of how the team's chemistry had shifted since mid-season roster changes. This wasn't the same Fever team that entered the year. This was a team reborn, built on trust, effort, and a collective chip on its shoulder. Coach Stephanie White reinforced that narrative with her own post-game reflections. She spoke about resilience, about making adjustments, and about the group's ability to rely on each other when adversity hit. Her vision for a we-over-me culture had taken root, and games like this were the proof. The Fever weren't waiting for Caitlin Clark to save them. They were writing their own story, so that when she returned, she'd be joining a team that already believed in itself. That belief was palpable on the court and in the stands. Fans could sense that something had changed. What started as a season full of questions had transformed into a campaign of statements. Indiana wasn't just hanging around the playoff picture, they were demanding respect. The timing couldn't be better. With Clark's return on the horizon, the Fever are poised to become even more dangerous. The chemistry built during her absence won't fade when she steps back into the lineup. It will amplify, creating a team that is deeper, more versatile, and infinitely more confident than the one that started the year. For records in one night, a roster that defied expectations, a locker room that now believes anything is possible. If there was ever a single game that announced the Indiana Fever were no longer a one-star story, this was it. And for the rest of the WNBA, the message was clear. The Fever are coming, and the best is yet to come.